I'm not moving. Why am I not moving?
Okay, I just now got my thing recording. Have you been recording?
Controls, yes I am.
Are you already in there?
W, yes I am.
You're already playing? Okay, so it is working.
Where are you at?
Just click the login button. And it's down. Holy crap. What the heck? Did it do that to yours?
What?
Did it look like you were like falling and there was flying squids everywhere?
Oh yeah, there were flying squids and I was falling down.
Is that? Okay.
Falling down.
Hey, nice character skin.
Oh yes.
The world is like still loading. There's like blocks everywhere.
Bonus. Build a brick fireplace inside your house. Okay. Sounds good.
Wait, turn around, let me see your face.
Hello.
It's a little disturbing, I'll be honest. Holy, what the heck is up with that? Alright, anyway.
Sorry.
Hi everybody, my name is Rees, or Brushette Cub, whatever.
Howdy folks, my name is Rees. And on this very day 7 years ago, I released my first gaming video on YouTube. I had planned on celebrating this anniversary with a detailed retrospective, focusing on what initially drove me to become a content creator and a timeline of events leading up to the present. However, when I sat down to write my initial draft of the video, I found that there was one series in particular that drew most of my attention. It was a series that changed my channel and my life in a very big way. The more I thought about this series and its impact, the more I realized that I was focusing on the wrong subjects. A retrospective looking back on my channel was not what I needed to make. Instead, I decided it would be better to talk about the present and to a lesser extent the future. But in order to do that properly, we do need to go back a little ways. To my childhood. Yes, I know. This will only take a second, I promise. In fact, I will summarize this in as few words as possible. As a kid, I discovered that I had a talent for making people laugh. For me, there was nothing more enjoyable than bringing a smile to someone else's face, and that love of entertaining others has stuck with me ever since. I also like to create stories. I didn't play with my Thomas the Tank Engine toys the same way all of my friends did. At the age of 4, I played the role of the narrator, creating complex narratives and interwoven plot lines. The day that my family got our first digital camera, I decided that I would be a director, and I immediately set out to create comical shorts with my younger brother in our backyard, many of which are still viewable on YouTube today, but no, I will not be linking to them. In 2010, I, along with the rest of the world, discovered Minecraft. CNNers, X's Adventures in Minecraft, Paul Source Jr. As soon as I found a new Minecraft series, I would go all in. On November 25th, 2010, I purchased my key to the game for $13.65, and that was the best investment of my life. The same year, I discovered the Yogscast. At the time, they had a narrative-driven Minecraft series that would eventually evolve into a little something called Shadow of Israfel. Ever heard of it? The way they used the game to create a story was fascinating to me, and I wanted to try my hand at it. In the summer of 2011, my friend Austin and I decided to start a joint YouTube channel. Pulling from our Xbox gamer tags, Legacy Rage and Brushette Cub, we named our channel Legacy Cub, and we started a Minecraft series on Survival Island. My ultimate goal was to expand the series and introduce a narrative after we'd worked out the kinks in our recording setup. But sadly, as summer ended, Austin had to go back to school, as he was starting his senior year, and that left me without my recording partner. However, I'd been interested in creating solo content ever since I found CNNers Call of Duty videos a couple of years before then. I thought I might be halfway decent at doing commentary, even if I was bad at video games. I just didn't know how to capture gameplay, and I had very little professional editing experience. But courtesy of our Survival Island series, I now had a bit of experience under my belt. Plus, I had already created the Brushette Cub channel a year before as a vlogging channel. Sadly, no, those videos no longer exist. So even before Survival wrapped up production, I started making my own videos. Does anyone remember what I started with?
Hey guys, what is up? This is Rees, or Brushette Cub, and today I'm bringing you some classic Portal. That's right, Portal. This game's been around for a little while, and I'm pretty sure everyone on the internet has already done a playthrough of this game, but
Portal. Yeah, on Minecraft. My first solo video on this channel was a Portal video. See, I didn't want to be a Minecraft channel. The idea never even entered my mind. I wanted to use Minecraft as a tool for creating narrative content, but I never intended for it to be the sole focus of my channel. However, I did eventually start producing some solo Minecraft content. In fact, if it weren't for my Tech It Classic series, I wouldn't have become a YouTube partner. At least, not as quickly. But I still didn't see myself as a Minecrafter, and I continued to play other games on the channel such as Assassin's Creed, Orcs Must Die, Portal, and many others. Now we finally get to the series that changed everything, and I'm sure that many of you will have guessed where this is going, but in case you haven't... Howdy, folks! How are y'all doing? Cub here, and welcome back to Tekkit. This is the latest installment in the official Tekkit series. This is Tekkit Legends. I'm here with my friend Buttercup and my horse Thunderhoofs. Hoofs spelled like that intentionally. Please don't comment about the inaccuracies of the spelling. This is, as I said, a brand new installment to the Tekkit series, and I'm really excited to play it. Now, for those of you who are sitting down and rubbing your hands together and thinking, oh, boy. Yep. Tekkit Legends. Anytime someone asks, "Oi, why do you have 27,000 subscribers, but this video only has 100 views? You buying subs, bro?" This is the series I point them to. And while First Time Online GTA 5 has become my most viewed video, Tekkit Legends remains to this day my most viewed series of all time. In fact, it continues to draw in more views on a monthly basis than anything else I've created, as far as whole series go. If you go on YouTube right now and you search Tekkit Legends, I will most definitely be within the first 5 results. Heck, I just tried it a second ago and I was the top 5 results, and that was in an incognito window, so I wasn't even logged in. It didn't even know who I was. Now, based on that alone, you'd think I'd have nothing but positive feelings toward this series, but I don't. I actually resent it, or at least I did. Not the mod pack, not Tekkit Legends as a Minecraft mod pack. It's actually really solid. No, what I resented for the longest time was what the series did to me and my channel. When I refer to this era in my channel's history, I like to refer to it as the Fool's Gold era. Like a prospector finding some worthless metal and mistaking it for gold, I mistook my success with Tekkit Legends as success on YouTube in general. In my mind, all of these new people were flocking to my channel to watch me, but they weren't. They were there for Tekkit Legends. Now, you could argue that they enjoyed how I presented Tekkit Legends, but that doesn't change the fact that people were only there for Tekkit Legends. At first, this wasn't a problem. People who liked Tekkit Legends watched Tekkit Legends, and everyone else continued to watch the other content. It was all contained in its own bubble, and there weren't any issues. Until there was. See, I put a lot of time and effort into each and every one of those earlier Tekkit Legends videos. I would write out objectives for each video, test them in a separate world, record and sometimes re-record each episode multiple times. I always had a backup of the world from the previous episode just in case I needed to start over. And then I'd meticulously edit my work until I was sure it was perfect. All in all, depending on the episode, this process could take anywhere from 4 to 8 hours. Considering that I had a full-time job, which I still do, I really didn't have time to create more than 2 or 3 episodes each week, if even that many. I thought this would be fine, but my new, ravenous fan base was not pleased with my output, and they started jumping into other videos demanding I stop playing Assassin's Creed and just make more Tekkit Legends. In one episode, I actually took a moment to explain that the episodes took time to produce, and someone commented that they could record and upload a video on their iPad in 30 minutes, as though that was in any way comparable to what I was doing with my Tekkit Legends series. That kind of attitude frustrated me, and I began to sour towards the series. In 2016, I finally saved up enough money for my full-time job to purchase a very small house on a little plot of land, far away from all the annoying college students and their 3 a.m. parties. I took a full month break from YouTube during the move, and when I resumed, I decided to shake up Tekkit Legends and launch Tekkit Texan. The idea was to focus on Texas-related things, like oil refinement, farming, ranching, railroads, etc. See, at that point I'd realized the rabid Tekkit lovers weren't on my channel to see me. They only wanted more Tekkit. I thought this shakeup would renew my interest in the pack while also entertaining my newly gained audience. But people instantly started complaining that this series was not as good as the last, because I didn't get as much done in each episode. And that is true, but there's a reason for it. In order to produce more episodes, which is what everyone had been demanding for months anyway, I simplified my setup process and went for a more laid-back approach. But people didn't like that. I was creating more content like they had asked for, but it wasn't good enough content. I tried explaining that it was impossible for me to make each episode to the same quality as before while maintaining the same output, but that didn't change anything. They just didn't listen. They complained more, and I lost it. I have a video in the Tekkit Legends playlist where I, holding my cat, look at my reflection in the mirror and just scream. People thought this was a funny bit, but no, that was a visualization of what I was feeling at the time. And yet the views continued to grow day over day, even with all the complaints. The channel was gaining new subs at an astounding rate, and I couldn't stop the momentum, even if I wanted to, and I didn't. I'd had my taste of success and I wanted more, so I pushed through. But this started to wear on me, and I finally began to crack. Now, here is the real problem. As frustrated as I got with the audience, they never really did anything wrong. They were enthusiastic about this one series and they wanted more, and that's a good thing, and I should have seen it as a good thing. But I personally wasn't prepared for this level of stress. I'd never had to deal with this many people demanding things from me, and I was not experienced enough or mature enough to handle the criticism being levied against me. So I turned into a draconian dictator. I declared that comments about Tekkit Legends on videos that weren't about Tekkit Legends would be deleted as spam, and the people leaving them would be banned. There was naturally pushback against this, but I wasn't having any of it. I felt like I'd lost control of my channel and I was going to get the reins back no matter the consequences. Now, I could go on and on about the outlandish decisions that I made during that final run of Tekkit Legends, but let's just skip to the end. Raymond Card mercifully blew up my base, and you better believe that I did not save any backups. I didn't want there to be any chance that I could return to that series. I wanted to move on and be done with it. Now, contrary to popular belief, the channel didn't die after that series. It went from about 300,000 views a month to 100,000 views a month, so about 1/3, but that was still much, much higher than what it had been before the Tekkit Legends series. So yeah, the channel never died, it just kinda leveled off. Some of the people who came for Tekkit Legends stuck around for Sky Factory and Five Head Island, but most did not. They never unsubscribed, they just stopped watching because I was no longer pandering to their specific demands, hence the 27,000 inactive subscribers. That brings us to where we are today with the channel, and I realize now that I've never discussed what I learned from Tekkit Legends and how it shapes the content that I make now. Someday I'd like to go into more details about what happened between the end of Tekkit Legends and the rebranding of the channel to Howdy Folks Gaming. If I had to give that period of time a name, I think I'd call it the Dark Ages. I actually slipped into a state of melancholia during that time, where I wasn't even sure if I wanted to continue making videos. I had no ambition, no ideas, and no interest in anything that I was doing on the channel. During the Fool's Gold era, I got my first and only taste of success. Once that was gone, I wondered if there was even a point in continuing. I'd lost sight of why I had started creating content in the first place, and I didn't see a reason to continue. But I did. For some reason, I continued making content, and I continued to interact with people, and I started live streaming more often just for the sake of trying something new, and by the end of last summer, I felt something new, like a new fire starting to burn inside of me. But I wasn't sick, I didn't have a disease or anything like that, a metaphorical fire. At the beginning of 2018, I decided to take the lessons I'd learned over the previous 2 years and put them into action. I'd focused on success for too long, which had only made me miserable and my content boring. I wasn't going to do that anymore. Starting this year, I decided that I was only going to pursue content that interested me, that I enjoyed making. Because YouTube isn't my career, it's a hobby, a passion, and it should be enjoyable for me. If it isn't, then what's the point? So instead of trying to pander to an audience I didn't particularly want, I decided to instead create content that I enjoyed and let the audience find their way over. Not everyone needs to like everything, and I don't need to drag myself through the mud trying to create universally beloved videos for the masses. I want to entertain, but I can't do that if I'm miserable. So I reached a compromise with myself. I would only create content if I enjoyed it, regardless of whether it had an audience of thousands or dozens. I refused to chase success at the expense of my own sanity. At the start of the year, I declared that I wouldn't be playing Minecraft again for this foreseeable future. There wasn't anything out there that caught my interests, and the pack that I was playing at the time was very, very boring, so I stopped. There was outrage, and people swore they would leave the channel forever if I didn't relent, and I said okay. For the record, there was no big spike in unsubs during that time, so I guess those were all false promises, sadly. Around the same time, I decided that I would take a break from producing videos and instead focus on live streaming because I was having a lot of fun with that. Again, there was some pushback, but slightly less this time. At this point, some pretty crazy things started to happen. Firstly, the monthly views started to drop. I expected this because I wasn't releasing videos anymore. That wasn't the crazy thing. No, the crazy thing was that I didn't care. The part of me that was born during the midst of the false gold era that lived off of analytical data and success and glory and views, it had finally died away. I didn't care about view counts anymore because I was having fun with my live streams. And then something really weird happened. Now that I was no longer under the burden of this forced schedule, creating content I didn't care about, my creativity returned. I started having ideas for new videos, and I found a new Minecraft mod pack that caught my attention, and Jenna wanted to start a series, and I felt like I did when I first started creating content. It was all new again, and I was actually excited, probably for the first time since Tech at Legends. And that brings me up to where we are now. We're doing pretty regular live streams, we have a new video schedule, but I'm really, really happy about everything that we're doing, and I really enjoy all of the content that I'm producing. Every so often during one of our streams, some well-meaning passerby will hop into the chat and suggest that I play a different game, one that is more popular and would attract more viewers. And while I'm sure these people mean well, I think that they miss the point. I'm no longer interested in creating content that will be popular. I want to create content that I will enjoy. And whether that means I have 10,000 people watching me or just 10, it doesn't matter. So that raises the question, what is the future? What do I want to do moving forward? Well, what I want to do now is what I wanted to do when I started. I want to entertain people and tell stories. That's what I should have been doing for the last 7 years. Hopefully, I'll do better in the next 7. Thank you folks for watching. God bless you. And I'll see you next time.